One of the absolutely most confusing pieces of advice that singers receive is stop singing from your throat. Your throat is the only place you can ever sing from. Your throat houses your larynx, which houses your vocal folds. All of us that are singers have had times when this is exhausted and we wish we could belt it out from our belly or pop it out from an elbow. It does not work like that. And though that advice very likely is well intended, it doesn't actually give you anything to do and it just causes a lot of confusion. So today we are jumping into what might be happening when you feel like the sound is stuck here and how you can fix that. Let's get into it. Hi everyone, my name is Amber Maud Cathy. I'm a vocal coach, singing voice specialist, and the founder of Evolve Vocal Studio. And though don't sing from your throat is well intended and usually happens when it sounds like a singer is really kind of stuck here, like they're way overworking, there's a lot of compression and pressure at the vocal folds, it is biologically impossible to sing from anywhere else. One of my other least favorite pieces of advice that is completely incorrect and confusing, sing from the diaphragm instead. You cannot sing from the diaphragm. I know that what people are meaning is don't make the focus here, but I would also urge you don't make the focus here because all you're going to do is trade one area of tension for another area of tension. So I want to break down 3 things that are likely happening if you are feeling the sound stuck here and 3 ways that you can fix that. Number 1, many times when we feel like we've got a lot of pressure here, our vocal tract is being cut off. The vocal tract is the tube that starts above your vocal folds and ends at the mouth. This many times happens from our good old friend, the tongue. The tongue is responsible for so much awesomeness as singers. It can also have a tendency sometimes when we want to squeeze and push here to curl back. When it curls back, it genuinely cuts off your vocal tract. So it can feel like the sound kind of gets stuck at the vocal folds. It also can feel like you don't have access to your air because that tube that ideally we want to be more open is either almost closed off, partially closed off in some way. So the first thing that you can do is try singing whatever you're working on with an extended tongue. An extended tongue means just look in the mirror or at the screen and go, bah. And see what mine looks like when it's extended. I'm not hyperextending. I never want to trade one area of tension for another. I'm not going, right? It's just what it looks like if I was playing with a kiddo or making goofy sounds and I went, is what mine looks like. You can see it completely covers my bottom lip. Yours does not need to look like mine. Everyone's is going to look different. I am quite tall. Everything on me is long. So is my tongue. So that's what it looks like whenever it is extended, but not hyperextended, just kind of relaxed out. And you can sing whatever you're working on with the tongue like that. In fact, let's try an exercise. A 5-note scale up and down, easy peasy, but you're going to do it with that tongue extended. So the tongue absolutely impacts our quality of sound. It's a huge articulator whenever we sing, but we don't need it to phonate for those 2 vocal folds to connect together, be fueled by the breath and create sound. We don't need the tongue. So I should be able to do this 5-note scale with the tongue chilling out, extended, and it not curl in. If you go to do this and your tongue goes to do what I lovingly call the scared turtle, which is it goes to curl in. Back into the shell, it is so scared. That is not the end of the world. There's nothing wrong with you. It means that you have a good amount of tension at the base of your tongue, which could very likely be causing you some constriction at the vocal fold level. It could be cutting off some of that freedom and opening of the vocal tract. So what does that mean? It means that this is a great exercise for you. So you can do this exercise up and down your range with the tongue extended, then you can take that into whatever your song you're singing. Take the lyrics out and sing it with that tongue. Hanging out. I bet you will notice here comes this freedom. Here comes this open feeling, and all of a sudden that sound gets unstuck. Number 2, the second reason why you might be feeling like all of the sound is stuck in your throat is the shaping of your vocal tract, how you shape your vowel, how you utilize your consonants. When we change the shape of our mouth, we change the shape of our vocal tract. Again, the tube that starts above our vocal folds and ends at our mouth. The vocal tract is responsible hugely for where and how your sound comes out, for how it feels, for the quality of your sound, for the tone, for the stylistic appropriateness. So how I like to play with this is I like to play with different vowel consonant combinations that get us into a better resonance strategy, get that vocal tract shaped more ideally for what we are wanting to do, and then we can go back and add our lyrics with that same shaping. So many times if we are making the sound, shaping the vocal tract where the sound goes backwards, I know this is really exaggerated, but that you can hear puts tons of pressure here. It absolutely does sound like it's stuck in my throat. It's not because I shouldn't sing from my throat. It's because I've got these two vocal folds that are tiny and need to be free to vibrate and stretch. And I'm putting a bunch of pressure on them just by the way I'm shaping things. Instead of the sound and the air and the energy going this way, it's kind of going right back on top of those vocal folds, which does not feel good. So I like to use the combination of a fronted consonant. By fronted, I mean tip of the tongue, teeth, and lips. Great consonants for that are ma, 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 an im, na, 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 an in, ba, 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 wa, 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 fee, fee, fee. Tip of the tongue, teeth, and lips. A consonant that gets the sound popping out right behind the back of our front teeth. Automatically you will feel, oh, not stuck in the throat anymore because here comes the energy out to our audience, which is what we want. Our number one job as singers is to communicate to someone, whether that's a microphone, whether that's an audience of 1 or of 1,000 or 100,000, whatever it is. You want that sound coming out to the listener. Never do we want the sound shoved back in our throat. Doesn't feel good? Sounds weird, right? Not the sound or the feel that we're going for. And those are always the two things that I'm looking at. How does it feel? And how does it sound? We want both of those to be thumbs up. Good. So we want to forward a fronted consonant and then a brighter vowel shape. And a brighter vowel shape, again, just helps that vocal tract get in a shape where the sound pops right out. So we can take an N and a bright A. Nay, 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 nay. Again, 5-note scale. Nay, 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 nay. And you pick your octave. You can be down here, wherever it's comfy for you. Nay, 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 nay. Another one I like that is not that bright. That is quite bright and brassy. Modify this for what you're singing, for your particular voice type and quality, for the sound that you're going for. Another great one is ba, ba, ba. Ba is our lips. We can't get more forward in the vocal tract than that. And then and a little bit of a vocal cry. So notice it's not a rounded more of an We've got those lips moving a little bit this way, which just helps the sound go more that way. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. Depending on your voice type, you might like fee, fee, fee. F, teeth in the lips, can't get more forward than that, and a nice bright E vowel. Fee, 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 fee. You find the vowel consonant combination that gives you the feel and the sound you want. All of these are going to get the sound where it feels unstuck and is getting out to the audience, which is what we want. And then you're going to tweak and modify based on your particular voice and the sound you're going for, the style of music you're singing in. When you find the combo that feels good for you, a forward fronted consonant, tip of the tongue, teeth, and lips, like ma, na, fa, ba, and you find the brighter vowel shape that you like, you're going to go in and sing that song, whatever you're working on the vowel consonant combination. Nay, 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 nay. When that feels good, you go back in and add your lyrics. And number 3, the third reason why you might be feeling like you've got a lot of constriction and the sound is stuck here could be because you've been given the not helpful advice that you should sing from the diaphragm. Engage your abdominals, low belly breathing. So all that makes you do is create a ton of tension here. And then you push that tension, you push more air than is necessary up through the vocal folds. When there is more air pressure than is necessary in the vocal folds, what do? They overly constrict and tighten so that they don't blow apart. That is not helping us. That is just creating this feeling of way too much work and that sound and sensation of the sound being stuck right here in the throat. So what can we do about that? Number one, we want to release the belly. A great thing to do, I'm going to lean back just a little bit, is to sit down. You're going to take your forearms, sit them on your knees, and lean forward when you sing. Right? So the belly is hanging down a little bit. Gravity is going to help you release that abdominal squeeze, get some more freedom there, and just that alone might make everything feel a little bit freer and more successful, especially that in combination with our nice resonant strategy, our vowel consonant strategy, and making sure we've got that tongue doing what we want it to do. The second thing that you can do is get a cup with water in it and a straw. So my straw comes with the cup. It is larger size. You can see it's dripping my wonderful electrolyte water. It is a larger size. Any size straw, a drinking size and up works for this. The key here is to get the right level of resistance. Even with this larger straw, I'm going to put it in the water about a half an inch. I would say, depending on your voice type, a quarter of an inch where you are barely in, just enough to splatter it all over the place. Up to an inch if you have got a really large straw and you've got pretty big burly vocal folds. The key here is you want to find where you can feel nice buzz around the lips. That's the level of resistance I'm going for. Can you guys see the water splattering everywhere? Normally I would have the cup not as full. It is like almost completely up to here. Here's what this does. I love straw and water for so many things, but I'm going to talk about it right now for freedom of the breath, for great breath flow, giving you access to the fuel that you need. You can see if you are cutting the breath off, that fuel off, because the bubbles will stop. All that we're looking for is consistent bubbles throughout whatever you're singing. If you have got any places where those bubbles stop, then you know we're trying to cut off the airflow, which is going to give you that feeling of trapped sound here. Or if your cup is down this low and it is splattering everywhere, that is way more breath flow than we need. So this is a really great way to see exactly what's happening with your breath. It's also awesome because if you have been constricting here, that doesn't feel good. And when we sing with the straw into the water, we get this nice back pressure that helps release tension at the vocal fold level, gets them set up and connecting efficiently, also can give them a really nice massage, which is going to make them feel better. So this is a win-win-win. So a quick recap of 3 of the reasons that you might be feeling like the sound is stuck in your throat, which again is the only place that you can be singing from. We just don't want the pressure and the energy to stop here. We want it to get out to our audience. 1, tongue tension and potentially the tongue retracting, cutting off some access to that vocal tract and putting pressure back on the vocal folds. 2, a vowel shape, a vocal tract shape that is not giving you the sound and the function that you want. And 3, pushing too much air through those vocal folds, which is forcing them to constrict. Play around with these. You might find that one is the culprit. You might find that all 3 are your recipe for success. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, I hope you will like, subscribe, and share. I also want to let you know about a fantastic all-encompassing membership that I have, the Vocal Pro membership. It is pro-level vocal training and support without the pro-level price tag. And right now you can get 2 weeks of that membership for absolutely free. It is direct access to me 5 days a week. It is my voice gym, a weekly workout, my Erase Your Break course, live coaching calls, expert workshops, a supportive community, and so much more. I hope you will check it out. I hope you will come back soon. Happy singing.